Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 3D Experience Forum here at beautiful Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Today I'm with Soufiane, and the founder and CEO of XD Innovation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Honored to meet you and spend some time talking with you this afternoon.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
What are the lessons you've learned and that you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah, so throughout our history of being a Dassault partner, what we found out is a lot of startups want to start fast, they want to be agile, and they want something that is not costly, doesn't break the bank as far as software is concerned. So we find that the 3D experience on the cloud is a perfect fit for these innovators that would like to start fast, would like to be agile, and would like maybe a different type of service model than they're used to with on-premise implementations that may take weeks or sometimes even months before they can start actually designing their products. So with the cloud, a startup can literally get started in 24 hours, and they can get going and start developing and innovating their products.
What are some of the measurable business benefits that you're seeing with 3D Experience platform on the cloud?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, the first thing, as I mentioned earlier, is speed, right? Startups need to go very fast. They have a finite element of funding, and they need to be very fast, and they need to get their products to market faster. So speed to market is a key component for startups. So speed to market, and also the ability to have light infrastructure. So a lot of these startups don't have a big IT department, which they would need to have for on-premise type deployments. So with the cloud, they're able to eliminate IT, which obviously reduces their expenses, gets them to build their products faster, and gets them to be agile the way they'd like to be agile.
Sure. And you know, one of the other aspects I've seen about the cloud is that it gives smaller, faster growing companies an opportunity to center on their core business model.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. A lot of customers, in the past would go and implement a 3D experience, or as a matter of fact, any type of system on premise. They would need to hire system architects, they would need to hire an infrastructure person, and all of a sudden they're in the business of implementing solutions rather than designing a plane or designing a car. So with the cloud, they're really able to eliminate all of that and concentrate on their core business, which is designing products rather than implementing software solutions.
What are you finding with fast-growing, young, intellectually rich companies right now, startups that have great new technology? What are you seeing with them and their adoption of cloud and 3D Experience platform?
Over the past 2 years, I would say more and more startups are leaning towards the cloud. And I'll give you a very small example. Like, we had a cloud customer that we've met with. There were 5 founders. We met at a Starbucks. We got them on the cloud the next day, and then 2 months later, they grew into 50, then a year later to 100, and then 2 years later to 200 people. They could not do that, if they were on-premise, if we had to do an on-premise implementation. So the cloud just gave them that speed where they could start small, think big, and grow really, really fast.
Is the majority of your customer base manufacturers?
Yeah, what we like to call it is new tech. So think of these companies as electric vehicle companies, Hyperloop, vertical takeoff aircraft, wearables, all of these new innovative startups that you see mainly in California, but really all across the country. So that's kind of our core business, is what we call the new tech type companies that are developing, hyper innovative products, like I mentioned, Hyperloop, vertical takeoff aircraft, unmanned vehicles and such.
Sure, and this morning our CEO in his keynote, he talked about the 3D Experience platform doing more than just writing a story. It creates a new knowledge book.
Absolutely.
And are you seeing that with the best run customers that you have? Are you seeing them write their own story and build their own book of knowledge going forward?
Absolutely. The 3D Experience platform becomes their backbone, their business operating system, so to speak, but it also operates in a sense that it powers their business models. So they're able to gather a lot of the information. They have one source of the truth, and like you said, that one source of the truth becomes their book of knowledge, where not only companies internally, but because the cloud is web-based, they can have their customers, they can have their partners, they can have a new ecosystem integrate into that platform seamlessly, like we do with a number of customers.
Sure, and I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, especially in manufacturing, and at this intersection of cloud, manufacturing, and IT, and I always like to ask the question, what was the passion that drove you to create your business? Because it's really a fascinating thing. What was a passion that drove you to build your business?
Well, for us, we just see that there's a lot of innovation, and the world is changing, and the world of selling Dassault Systems software is changing, right? So we're moving away from on-premise implementations, we're moving away from months and months long implementations, and we're seeing a lot of these startups that need a new way of doing business. They need a new type of partner to work with them that understands their business, more embedded with their business rather than just being a software reseller. We pride ourselves on being a strategic partner to these customers, where not only do we provide them with the cloud, which is just one piece of the puzzle, but the other piece of the puzzle is best practices, resources, and our wide network that we were able to develop, to help connect all of these different actors in the marketplace, and a lot of our customers value that.
Excellent. And so in starting up XD Innovations and previously, with your history with Dassault, what are the lessons that you can share with others with regard to starting up a partnership with Dassault Systems and starting up your own business? What were some of the best lessons learned that you have?
Well, I think starting a resale business is starting like any other business. So you have the typical challenges of starting a business, which is finding the right people, finding the right resources, finding the right funding, finding all of these things that help you, build a business. But really the lessons learned that we met here is really when we build this business, we build it on 3 pillars. One is a very strategic partnership and alignment with Dassault Systems, because at the end of the day, we're selling Dassault Systems solutions and software, and we have to be very aligned with them. And I think that helped us tremendously, obviously having the background being from Dassault and the wide network at Dassault, but also, we're leading with 3DEXPERIENCE and we're leading with the cloud because we see that as the future, and we saw a little bit of a void in the marketplace and we're trying to fill that void.
Yeah, so the cloud is one in the enterprise.
The cloud is #1 priority for us, and absolutely that's going to be the future that we're betting everything on.
Excellent. And so when you talk with CIOs, is it now more about what strategy can you help me accomplish with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform? And incidentally, I trust the cloud and I certainly trust Dassault. Is that where their minds are at right now, the CIOs?
I would say most of the CIOs that we're talking to, I would say 90% of the CIOs that we're talking to have some kind of strategic initiative related to cloud. Everybody's trying to move to the cloud, and it's on everybody's mind, especially the CIOs.
Sure.
So yes, I mean that's very strategic for them. Is move to the cloud, move into like an OpEx-based, agile environment rather than these rigid on-premise environments that cost a lot to maintain. To be quite honest with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ongoing on-premise licensing, it can be quite prohibitive relative to a subscription-based licensing model, cloud-based, where you could just go OpEx on that relative to CapEx on the bigger maintenance costs.
Absolutely, and a lot of these big systems require a team behind it to manage, right?
Yes.
So with the cloud, you're removing a lot of the costs associated with having big teams manage your systems. They're not adding value to the end product that you're building as a company, as an innovator. They're just there to manage a system. With the cloud, we remove that barrier.
Are you seeing a lot of that where it's almost essential for the speed of where they want to go with new business models to move to the cloud?
Absolutely. I think we're moving away from selling solutions and software products to selling a platform. So when we go talk to our customers, we try to pitch it as a Lego approach. You start with a platform and you may have some mechanical engineers here, some electrical engineers there, some simulation guys there. Try to gather all of that where they can start with any one of these things, but not be limited to the growth and the pace by which they grow. So they can start as small as they want and add capabilities, add different departments, add different types of value on top of the platform. So really it's a platform approach, available on the cloud, available anywhere in the world, and I think that message is resonating with a lot of these innovators.
Absolutely, and you have the ability now with XD Innovations to flex as they move and grow and flex with them. Yes. And stay in step with them at the cadence they want to move at.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the key, as I mentioned earlier,
Sure.
is with startups, they want to move fast, and this allows them to move really, really fast. As I mentioned, they could be up and running in 24 hours, which if you think about it, 10 years ago, when you think about a PLM system, you're thinking months, you're thinking big teams, and we've removed that, those barriers to now having these customers start really small, flexible licensing. Dassault, obviously provides flexible licensing. They don't have to buy a perpetual license. They can start as low as a 3-month license to see if things would work out and then grow from there.
which is ideal for a pilot.
Absolutely.
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 Fascinating discussion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck to
Appreciate
XD Innovations where you grow fast.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you. And please go to our website for additional information on 3D Experience platform. Make it a great day.